Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening to Wake Up, Look Up, a podcast where we connect events happening in real time to the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Zach Weihrauch. And in today's episode, we're asking the question, is your year already ruined? This is prompted by an article I read in the Wall Street Journal by Stephanie Harrison, who was looking at New Year's resolutions. And the reason she was looking at them is because right about now is the time most people have either quit their resolutions or are quickly fading. My guess is you might fit into one of those categories. And I'll just add a third category. I think some people know that about themselves so much that they've punted on resolutions altogether. So maybe you might find yourself there. But the data says you're not alone. Overwhelmingly, people who make New Year's resolutions last about 2 or 3 weeks before they fade out. But I loved the point that Harrison was making in her article. And she said that maybe the secret to why resolutions don't make it, the secret to why you already feel like a failure, is that our resolutions tend to always be self-centered instead of other-centered. And the research is interesting here because science will tell us that you are far less likely to keep a self-centered goal. I need to lose weight, I need to watch less TV, I need to read more, than you are to keep an other-centered goal. And that's because you can let yourself off the hook for letting yourself down. But when other people are counting on you, it gets a little harder. And so the social science actually says, if you really want to change, if you want to make New Year's resolutions that stick, you need to make them not about yourself, but about other people. And the studies here are fascinating. A 2016 study showed that if you do 3 acts of kindness for other people in a day, you massively increase the happiness you feel that day. 3 acts of kindness a day will actually make you happier. In other words, by having a goal like, hey, I'm going to do 3 nice things a day for someone else, you actually accomplish the goal of I'm going to be happy. This other-centered goal setting actually leads to self-fulfillment and the results you are chasing in your self-focused goals. Less than 50% of Americans are satisfied with their lives in the present moment. And we keep thinking that the way out of our dissatisfaction is self-actualization. But actually, it perpetuates the cycle. I'm trying to fix myself. I can't seem to fix myself. I'm disgusted with myself. Round and round we go. I'm sure you've felt this. I have felt this. And what Harrison's article is saying is that the way out of that cycle is to take your eyes off of yourself and to put them on someone else. One of my favorite things to do on Wake Up, Look Up is to show you how the things that science is telling us are things the Bible's been telling us for centuries. After all, the Bible has been telling us for a long time, like in Acts 20, that it is more blessed to give than to receive, that we will be happier. That's what the word blessed means. We will be happier if life is about giving than about getting. Jesus modeled this. In John chapter 13, when the disciples are arguing over who's the greatest, Jesus just gets a bucket of water, strips down to a towel, and begins washing feet because he understands life is not about measuring yourself with other people. It's about loving and caring for other people. Jesus tells us in Matthew 6, store up for yourselves, not treasures in this life, but in the life to come. Don't worry about yourself, worry about other people. This reflects the nature and character of God, who wasn't content for what he already had in heaven, but came to earth in the person and work of Jesus to draw us in the ultimate display of other-centeredness. The Bible, time and time again, particularly in the New Testament, calls us to a one another kind of approach. Not self-fulfillment, not self-actualization, not even self-improvement. Others-centered, one another kind of growth. So, hey, if you're feeling frustrated and fatigued, instead of getting mad at yourself, why don't you just say, okay, I've gotten all my self-centeredness, all my self-fulfillment, all my self-focus out of my system. The new year, The real year starts today when all my goals become about those around me. How can I love them? How can I serve them? How can I bless them? And here's what I think. If you will reset your year and make your resolutions starting now about the people around you, you will end 2025 far happier than you've ever been. Not because I say so, not even because social science says so, but because God has been saying so for thousands and thousands of years. Hey, thanks so much for watching this episode of Wake Up, Look Up. While you're here, take a minute to like and subscribe. It really helps us get the word out. Don't hesitate to leave a review wherever you might find this podcast on an audio level and help spread the word. And hey, while you're here, check out all the other content we have at Christ Community Chapel on YouTube. Some of those videos are popping up on the screen now. Click on one.